Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got the dual motor full suspension Hero X8 electric scooter. It's one of the more popular scooters out there for around the $1,500 price tag, so I was pretty excited for the opportunity to review it. In the review, you'll see how fast it can go on all three speed modes, with dual and single motor, an acceleration test on high and low settings, how long it takes to stop on all speed modes, and what you can expect for range when the scooter is set to the highest and fastest settings. I'll also talk about hill climbing ability, comfort, stability, and overall feel of the scooter. I want to give a shout out to my buddy over at Top Shelf Reviews. He's the one that picked this scooter up and invited me to come test it out with him. He dives into the settings, modifications, and technical aspect of things, so you should definitely check his channel out if you want more info, and show him some love by subscribing to his channel. I've got his link in the description. I always like to start the review off with the speed test, so let's see how fast the 800 watt motors, powered by a 52 volt battery, can make the scooter go. It's rated up to 34 miles per hour on the highest of the three speed modes. On speed 1, the app and scooter both reached 13. On speed 2, the app hit 20 with 21 on the scooter. And on speed 3, the app hit 31 with 32 on the scooter. Now this last test was done with both motors and turbo mode turned on. If Eco mode is pressed, the top speed is limited to around 15 miles per hour. In the menu, the units can be changed from kilometers to miles, and if you're nervous about the power, as it is a little much at first, it can be adjusted in the P menu from 0 to 100%. The X8 has a ton of options to either slow or speed up the acceleration. For this first test, I had everything set to the highest level with dual motors and turbo turned on. Here's a look at all three speed modes with 2 and 3 neck and neck for the first 100 feet. On the highest speed, I hit 25 miles per hour within half a block. It then takes another 1 to 2 blocks to go from 25 up to 31. That seems to be the standard with other scooters in this price range for my 190 pound weight. The X8 is rated up to 264 pounds and weighs 60. I did another test to see if there was a difference between Eco and Turbo mode. The first 30 feet they were side by side till Turbo mode pulled away. In the settings, you can change the acceleration sensitivity from 0 to 5. Here's the difference between the two levels while still on turbo with dual motors. It's hard to tell, but when set to 0, it is a softer start. On the highest level, I was spinning the front tire on the pavement and easily spinning it in the dirt. Last acceleration test I want to do is compare the difference from dual motor to single motor. This is where I had the biggest spread, which makes sense as I am cutting off one motor. The acceleration on a single motor is comparable to a city rental scooter, and unlike a lot of city rentals, this has the option to either start from a standstill or kick. The X8 is rated anywhere from 34 to 53 miles. On their site, they say that depends on the size of the battery. They have 3 sizes to choose from. My buddy picked up the middle size, which took me over 24 miles. I compared that with the scooter's readout that said 27, so it doesn't match up completely with my app. Now, part of that test was riding in the dirt and up a pretty steep and soggy hill for a couple of blocks. I also did all my filming at the same time, so there was a bunch of hard stop and go. I'm not trying to sell you on the scooter, just wanted to let you know I rode it hard. I bet I could have got another 3 to 5 miles if I set the cruise control and kept it at a constant speed. There's no hill rating, at least not that I found, but I will say it has plenty of power. For the range test, I headed up the canyon that has a general slope of about 2 to 3%, with steeper hills in the 8 to 10% range. I maxed out the scooter on those steeper hills around 20 miles per hour, and was even accelerating up some of them. This has close to the same power as the Varla, a scooter I reviewed a couple weeks ago where I went up a half a mile, 15% grade hill at 15 miles per hour. So I'd say this would have no problem doing the same, if not steeper. The stopping power of the X8 is one of the better ones with its hydraulic front and rear disc brakes. I set my camera bag down so I'd know when to hit the brakes and did a test on all 3 speed modes, with the highest mode stopping just shy of 45 feet. I then did another test with the electric brakes turned on and off, which didn't make a difference when just letting the throttle go like other scooters I've tested. The electric brake is added to the overall braking power of the hydraulic brakes as the lever is pressed, and when turned on to the highest level, they are almost too much. It's one of the best scooters for brakes I've tested. Now, as far as comfort, the X8 was okay. The deck was plenty wide and long with room for my feet side by side or one in front of the other. The rear fin is the first I've seen with grip tape. I really liked how it gave a few more inches to spread out when going off-road or hitting rough patches on the trail. The front and rear coil suspension do a decent job with bigger bumps. It's not the best suspension I felt. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, I'd say about a 6 or 7. Now the 8x3" solid rubber tires aren't my favorite. Those who have been with me for a while know my dislike for these types of tires. However, I get it, they are low maintenance and you don't have to worry about flats, but it makes for a bumpy ride. There is very little give with sidewalk lines, rocks, and small bumps. The trail here is green rated, which as long as you don't have a lot of rocks or gravel, it will do just fine. It has plenty of power for these short and steep hills. The tires are very wide at 3 inches, so it does well on softer dirt and mud, unlike most off-road scooters I've tried. Now the stem is very short. Hero recommends you add their 4-inch stem extension if you're taller than 5'10". I'm 5'11" and really noticed how short it was and had to bend over more than I like to. The BMX style handlebars are a nice touch and I thought it looked pretty cool. It gives the scooter a tougher and meaner look, and they are also very wide. The handling was one of the better scooters in this price range. It is very stable and feels well built. You can tell you're on a high quality scooter. The grips were also nice. I didn't have any hot spots or sores when riding mile after mile. The X8 has a finger style throttle with an LCD display that can be easily seen in the day and has different levels of brightness. The mode switches to speed mode, and the power changes the display to look at different stats like ride time, odometer, voltage, and trip odometer. The X8 also comes with 2 keys, has a voltage readout, takes 4 to 8 hours to recharge, collapses in a couple of seconds, has an IP54 waterproof rating, a 1-year warranty, and free shipping in the US. There's also an app with a ton of options to change the lighting. I'm sure my buddy's review will go more into the app, so check it out if you want to see all the cool stuff you can do. Overall, I thought the X8 was a pretty good scooter. Would I personally buy this for off-road? I think not. And that's because of these solid tires. That was the deal breaker for me. But like my buddy over at Top Shelf, he sought after the X8 because it had solid tires. So if you don't mind the extra bumps and want the security of never having a flat, this might be a good option. It's got the power, it's comfortable, the brakes are excellent, and it feels like a solid and sturdy scooter. So that wraps up the review. Let me know in the comments what you thought, or if there's something I didn't cover that you'd like to see added to the next review. Before you go, hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.